Hello and welcome back to the ADHD Goals Podcast. I've got another ADHD glossary mini episode for you, and today's topic is something that impacts every person with ADHD, and that is executive functioning. So you've probably heard the term executive functioning before, but what exactly does it mean, and why is it so important for people with ADHD? Well, executive functioning refers to a set of cognitive processes that help us manage and control our behaviour. These are the mental skills that allows us to plan, organise, prioritise, manage our time, and control our impulses. So for people with ADHD, deficits in executive functioning are at the core of many of the challenges they face in daily life. And in this episode, we'll break down the key aspects of executive functioning, explaining how they relate to ADHD, and provide some tips for managing these challenges. So, what is executive functioning? We'll start with a basic definition. Executive functioning is like the brain's management system. It's responsible for organising thoughts, managing time, making decisions, and controlling impulses. Essentially, it's what allows us to stay on track, follow through with tasks, and regulate our behaviour and emotions. For people with ADHD, this management system often doesn't work as efficiently as it should. As a result, many aspects of daily life, like staying organised, managing time, or keeping emotions in check, can feel overwhelming and difficult to manage. Let's explore some of those key aspects of executive functioning and how they're affected by ADHD. So number one, working memory. Working memory is your brain's ability to hold and manipulate information in the short term. Think of it like a mental sticky note that helps you keep track of what you're doing right now. For people with ADHD, working memory can be a big challenge. This might show up as forgetting important details, struggling to follow multi-step instructions, or losing track of what you're doing halfway through the task. Have you ever walked into a room and forgotten why you were there? That's working memory in action, or in some cases, not in action. Number two, inhibition and self-control. Inhibition refers to the ability to control impulses and resist distractions. This is another area where ADHD presents challenges. Many people with ADHD struggle with impulse control, which can lead to behaviours like interrupting others, acting without thinking, or having difficulty waiting for their turn. If you've ever found yourself blurting out a thought without meaning to, or diving into a new project before finishing the one in front of you, that's an example of executive dysfunction affecting self-control. Number three, emotional regulation. Emotional regulation is the ability to manage and respond to emotions in a controlled way. People with ADHD often experience strong emotions and can struggle to regulate them, leading to mood swings, frustration, or emotional outbursts. For example, you might find yourself getting disproportionately upset over a small issue or feeling overwhelmed by frustration when things don't go as planned. Emotional regulation is an essential part of executive functioning, and when it's impaired, emotions can feel like they're taking over. Number four, planning and organisation. Planning and organisation are critical executive functioning skills. They allow us to set goals, create plans, and organise materials or tasks. However, for people with ADHD, this can be one of the most challenging areas. If you've ever found yourself procrastinating because a project feels too big or chaotic, or if your workspace is always cluttered and disorganised, this could be a sign of executive dysfunction. Without effective planning or organisation, it's easy to feel overwhelmed and lose track of what needs to be done. Number 5, task initiation and prioritisation. For people with ADHD, getting started on tasks, especially if they're boring or overwhelming, can be a huge challenge. This is known as task initiation. It's that feeling of staring at a big project and not knowing where to start, so you end up avoiding it altogether. Then there's prioritisation, the ability to decide what tasks are most important and need to be done first. Many people with ADHD struggle with this, leading to missed deadlines or focusing on less important tasks because they seem more interesting or easier to tackle. Number 6, time management. Time management is another executive function that people with ADHD often find challenging. It involves accurately estimating how long tasks will take and allocating time accordingly. But with ADHD, it's easy to either underestimate or overestimate time, leading to rushing at the last minute or not leaving enough time to finish important tasks. You might find yourself chronically late, frequently underestimating how long it takes to get ready or complete an activity, or maybe you get so wrapped up in one task that you lose track of time completely. 7, flexible thinking. Flexible thinking, or cognitive flexibility, is the ability to adapt to new situations and shift between tasks smoothly. So for people with ADHD, rigid thinking can make it difficult to transition from one activity to another or to handle unexpected changes. For example, if a meeting is rescheduled last minute or a project suddenly changes direction, it can be hard to adjust and shift your focus without feeling stressed or frustrated. This is another area where executive dysfunction can cause problems in daily life. Why executive functioning is important in ADHD. Now that we've covered the key aspects of executive functioning, let's talk about why these skills are so important for managing ADHD. Deficits in executive functioning explain many of the challenges people with ADHD experience in their daily lives. Even highly intelligent or capable individuals can struggle to meet their potential because of difficulties with planning, organising, and following through on tasks. These challenges can impact academic performance, work productivity, relationships, and overall quality of life. For example, someone with ADHD might forget deadlines at work or school, struggle to organise their thoughts for a report or presentation, or feel overwhelmed by daily responsibilities like paying bills, managing a household, or keeping track of appointments. Examples of executive dysfunction in daily life. To give you a clearer picture, here are a few everyday examples of how executive dysfunction can show up. Missing deadlines. You might know a project is due, but without the executive functioning skills to plan and track your progress, it gets lost in the shuffle. Losing important items. Constantly misplacing your keys, wallet, or phone is a common issue for people with ADHD due to challenges in working memory and organisation. Procrastination and overwhelm. A large project or a long to-do list might feel so overwhelming that you don't know where to start, so you end up avoiding it altogether. Impulsive spending. Poor impulse control can lead to making financial decisions in the moment without thinking through the consequences, which might result in impulsive spending or difficulty sticking to a budget. So how can we manage these executive functioning challenges in ADHD? Treatment often involves a combination of medication and behavioural strategies. There are some practical tools that can help. Planners, calendars, and apps. Using tools to track tasks and deadlines can help compensate for working memory deficits and improve organisation. Breaking large tasks into smaller steps. When a project feels overwhelming, breaking it down into smaller, manageable steps can make it feel less daunting. Reminders and alarms. Setting up reminders and alarms can help you stay on schedule and keep track of important activities. Routines and habits. Developing consistent routines for daily tasks like getting ready in the morning or completing work can reduce decision fatigue and help you stay organised. ADHD coaching or therapy. Working with an ADHD coach or therapist can help you learn new strategies for managing executive dysfunction and developing better organisational skills. So, to wrap up this episode, executive functioning plays a critical role in managing daily responsibilities and achieving goals. For individuals with ADHD, deficits in executive functioning explain many of the challenges they face, from maintaining focus and organisation to managing emotions and behaviour. By understanding executive dysfunction and implementing strategies to support these cognitive processes, it's possible to improve overall functioning and reduce the stress and frustration that comes with ADHD. Remember, the goal isn't to be perfect, but to find tools and strategies that help you navigate the unique challenges you face with ADHD. Well, there we have it. Thank you so much for listening this far. If you want to hear more episodes, then please subscribe on YouTube or whatever podcast platform you use. It really helps to spread the word. So if you know anyone this episode could help, then please share it with your friends. If you want to follow me on social media, I am on Instagram at ADHD_goals, and you can find me on Facebook too. If you want to get in touch with the show, then you can email me at hello@adhdgoals.co. And finally, if you're struggling to manage your ADHD and you would like me to be your coach, then please head over to my website and get in touch. Until next time, bye for now.